This is India at 9, broadcasting live from the CNN-IBN headquarters in New Delhi with Rajdeep Sardesai.
Good evening, hello and welcome to India at 9. It's the start of another news week. As always, the news, the newsmakers, the talking points on India at 9. Tonight, our special focus is a tale of two fasts. Anna Hazare gets the nation's attention, but Irom Sharmila is fasting for 10 years but has still found no place in India's mind space. A CNN-IBN special report on Manipur Satyagraha, far away from the glare of the cameras. Does India really care about Irom Sharmila and the people of Manipur? We'll be raising that question on our talking point tonight on India at 9. Well, Anna Hazare's 13-day fast had attracted thousands. It captured the imagination of an entire nation. But away from the national capital, there's a dismaying contrast. The iconic struggle of Irom Sharmila in Manipur. She's been on a fast for over a decade without food and water. Irom's is a fast India seems to have chosen to ignore. A special report now from Anubha Bhosle.
She hasn't eaten anything for the last 10 years. Yes, for 10 years, Irom Sharmila Chanu hasn't eaten a morsel of food nor taken a drop of water. She's fasting in protest. Her demand, the Armed Forces Special Powers Act must go to free Manipur from fear. Today, the Gandhian on a modern-day satyagraha is a high-security prisoner in Imphal, booked under attempt to suicide. She weighs just 37 kgs. Most of her body organs are wasted. Her menstrual cycle has stopped. The Indian state has kept her alive on a cocktail of vitamins and nutrients, force-fed twice a day through her nose. When Team Anna, already backed by thousands, asked Sharmila for her support, the Iron Lady expressed her solidarity but asked why could she not get the advantage of exercising her non-violent protest for justice as a democratic citizen of a democratic country.
Sharmila fasted for more than 10 years now. 11 years is going to complete at this November 5. But since so far, our central government or state government never tried to listen the voice of Sharmila and never tried to listen the voice of our people.
The AFSPA gives the army and the paramilitary forces the power to use force, shoot or arrest anyone on a mere suspicion. Sharmila began her fast after an incident in Malom when 10 innocent civilians were gunned down by men of the Assam Rifles. No media, no slogans, no crowds came with that announcement. Just a young woman in a hospital bed with faith in her belief that her people must be allowed to live without fear. And that faith still remains unshaken.
Whether Anna support to Sharmila or not, Anna support to Sharmila's fasting, it is very good as a human being, as a citizen of India. But at another point, even Anna does not support to Sharmila. That is also good. We will continue, Sharmila will continue her fasting until and unless she got her demand.
Sharmila's simple Gandhian fast is an epic protest that remains unparalleled in history.
We are all Manorama's mothers!
Only to be matched by the protest of 12 mothers of Manipur who disrobed themselves to protest the indifference of a disinterested nation. That's when Thangjoram Manorma was picked up by the Assam Rifles, claiming she was part of an underground group. Her body was later found with clear signs of brutal torture and rape. The women of Manipur have protested, bared and dared, but sadly, no one is listening. With Bureau Inputs in New Delhi, Anubha Bhosle.
It brings us to our talking point tonight on India at 9. Does India really care about Irom Sharmila and the people of Manipur? Joining us now, General Shankar Choudhary, former Chief of Army Staff from Kolkata. Thokchom Meinya, Congress MP from Manipur, joins us. Binalashmi Nepram, Secretary General and founder of the Manipur Women Gun Survivors Network, joins us. And Subir Bhaumik, senior journalist and one of the experts on the Northeast, joins us. Appreciate all of you joining us. First, I'm going to come to Binalashmi. When over the last 2 weeks, Binalashmi, you've been seeing what has been happening with Anna Hazare, how have you felt as someone who has been closely associated with Irom Sharmila and her fast unto death? How do you and the people of Manipur feel?
Thank you, Rajdeep. Today, at this particular forum, I'm carrying the anguish of millions of young people from the northeast of India who felt that our issues have been continuously neglected while Anna Hazare and his team got prime-time importance on national channels and at the parliament of this country. We feel a disconnect while corruption is something which we also feel deeply in India's northeast and particularly in Manipur. But the way in which we must remember that forget corruption in Manipur, we do not even have the right to live because of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act. And I carry with me the voice of my people that this has to be rectified.
And so your anger is that the cameras and have never come over the last 10 years to Imphal, the same cameras that were doing 24/7 coverage of Anna Hazare's fast have ignored the fast of Irom Sharmila.
It is not the cameras alone, Rajdeep. It is the policy makers of our country who have failed to recognize the problem of Manipur and in India's northeast. They have continued to instead of getting food, water, shelter and other source of livelihood and justice for our people, all they have sent is battalions and battalions of Indian Army, resulting in more and more militarization of Manipur and the northeast of India. And on the other hand, we have the non-state armed groups which are more than 72 in number in the northeast. So we, the people, are caught between guns which are illegal and guns which are legal, and this has to stop.
This has to stop. General Shankar Choudhary, do you believe that Irom Sharmila's fast needs to be aggressively debated in the national media across the country in the manner that Anna Hazare's fast against corruption did? Or is the basic issue that corruption is the kind of issue that involves us all? On the other hand, something that's happening in Manipur is something we are all disconnected from.
Yeah, I think the latter. The northeast for the rest of the India does not exist. Therefore, a person like Irom Sharmila fasting for 10 years finds no mention in the political space.
But isn't it true also,
Therefore,
General, isn't it true also because the army and the system, the establishment believes that the Armed Forces Special Powers Act is needed in Manipur? On the other hand, corruption is an issue which everyone is agitated. All right-thinking Indians are agitated. Armed Forces Special Powers Act is something which the army itself wants in place.
The Armed Forces Special Powers Act comes with the army.
Yes.
Before the Armed Forces Special Powers Act is enforced, the area must be declared disturbed by the local government. I repeat, by the local government. If you want the Armed Forces Special Powers Act to go, the simplest thing is declare the area not disturbed, tell the army to pull out, and they will gladly go and take the Armed Forces Special Powers Act with them.
Okay. Okay, let me take that to Subir Bhaumik. Subir Bhaumik, in your belief, the fact that is it just the fact that corruption is an inclusive issue which involves people? On the other hand, Armed Forces Special Powers Act, whether in Kashmir or in Manipur, is a contentious issue. It's an issue which will divide people. That's the difference also between Irom Sharmila's struggle and the struggle of an Anna Hazare.
Now, how can this be a contentious issue? In the Northeast, if you people in Delhi believe it's a part of India, must get the same kind of democracy that any other Indian gets. How can you expect the Northeast to continuously suffer a democracy deficit, which is what this Armed Forces Special Powers Act is all about, and then expect people here in this remote part of the country to feel that they are Indians like everybody else? You have to remember that the northeast of this country is a link region between Indo-Gangetic Plain and Southeast Asia.
But as a media person, but Subir Bhaumik, as a media person, what do you do? What can the media really do to highlight Irom Sharmila? There have been documentaries done on her. It's not as if the media has totally ignored Irom Sharmila. Anna Hazare, let's be honest, became a national icon. Irom Sharmila is an icon for the people of Manipur.
True. The media has done stories. I have myself done stories. A lot of other people have done stories. But those stories have not really made an impact, because the fact of the matter is that most people elsewhere in the Indian mainland don't really feel that, they don't really feel the anguish of the people of Northeast when the people of Northeast have to suffer a draconian act like the Armed Forces Special Powers Act,
right,
where you have a situation that the government itself set up a committee led by a retired justice of the Supreme Court, and
right,
then does not even bother to place that report in the parliament,
right,
or take action against it.